All right, 10 seconds out. The opener's 42 seconds in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm done talking.
Really?
Hello, worst movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Eckman. I'm joined by my co-host and fine scientist, Rob Scucci, and Bob Hasek. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing Fateful Findings?
Because this is, for all of us, this is our first Neil Breen outing,
This is
right?
our
Like,
Breener.
not even for the show, like, just personally for all of us,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It
So
is.
we busted our Breen cherries. With his most critically acclaimed or least critically, I think it's someone on Reddit described it as like the review scale for this. It's like it's circular, where like it's as awful as it is good, but not in like the so bad it's good way like Sharknado is.
Right.
It's just, personally, I'm at a loss for words. I'm obsessed. I fell into a Breen hole. I will be watching the rest of his movies and probably throwing them on the poll for future
Cool.
episodes that you could vote for at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Hey, Bob, how are you? And would you care to describe this thing we saw?
I do. I just I'm kind of in the same boat as you are. Like I there's some sort of a appeal to this movie that I don't understand. I think it's because I feel for the guy. Like I want to like celebrate his vision, but it really is not a good movie.
No,
No, it's very bad.
it's the worst thing. It is the worst thing. All right, let's get to the explanation.
I don't care that you slept with my sister. Now I got a daughter niece. I don't care that you gave me the crotch critters twice.
Confused? We are too. But don't worry, Bob lives to explain. This is the best explanation.
All right.
All right. Even though it's called Fateful Findings, you would think I would do an F thing, but I'm not because I don't know what fateful meant. I don't know what findings meant.
It's gonna be all A's.
It's not. It's going to be all CKs.
Cool.
Confusing, cascading cacophony of cubes, killing, and cuckoldry.
Lots
like
of
it.
cuckoldry. Yeah.
So Dylan, as a young boy, befriends a girl of a similar age, and the two stumble upon a black cube disguised as a mushroom. Then she moves away, and they don't see each other for about 50 years, though she's only aged about 20 years.
Damn it.
Dylan gets hit by a car and struggles to finish his next book, which is actually about corporate and government secrets that he discovered from hacking into computers. Really, it's not about the story as much as about the journey.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
Dylan caused so many suicides, and that's the real tragedy.
The fateful findings were the friends we made along the way.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just fucked up, is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really convoluted and strange. All right, let's throw it to YouTube for your worst YouTube comment.
Sure. Experts say that going onto YouTube and reading the comments is tremendous for your mental health because everybody else by comparison is batshit insane.
If I had known that, I'd have been here months ago.
Okay, so normally when there's when it's rife with typos and stuff, I call them out, but there's so many on this one, I'm just gonna read it to the best of my ability. I chanced to meet this man in the Nevada desert. I asked him how he writes, where he gets his ideas, and he spoketh. Converse with the howling monkey. Though he claws your face, great symbolism will be found in your wounds. Become apprentice to the lobotomized man. Through the dribbles and stares vacantly, take heed of his inane mumblings. Find the Chinaman, speak to him, though you know not what he says. Let your fancy dictate translation. Procure the hammer of amnesia though brain cells will be destroyed. Strike yourself on the head and record the gibberish you spew forth. Such were his ingenious methods, and with that he slowly ascended to the heavens. I fell to my knees and wept. I miss him every day. Neil Breen's still alive.
Yeah.
No.
Very much so.
Right. Okay, that's odd. All right, thanks, Rob.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Test number 1. Ain't that a pitch?
Yeah.
Money now and a lot more when I get in that office. I can take that to the bank.
Mo's money, Mo's money, Mo's money. I'm gonna take you to the bank, son.
Trying to get a whole hat in here.
Ain't that a pitch?
All right, I think it's back to you, Chris.
Is it?
It is.
Okay. Put the hot babes in this movie to the side, and the acting/dialogue that Breen delivers with pride. What I want to know is, are the police going to go arrest Jim's wife for framing his suicide?
Yeah.
That involved,
I
would
think
you?
we'll never know.
Questions left unanswered.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
All right. Dylan found his childhood friend who he adores. While his wife ODs, his hands will explore. The ending was ridiculous, albeit quite vicious. The need for suicide trigger warnings galore.
Yeah, truth.
Funny you should say that. I looked up the clip on YouTube. Why'd you commit suicide? We'll get to that later, but it actually had like the suicide like hotline under the YouTube video. You know how YouTube's got to be like,
oh no shit, really?
kind of like they have to like protect
just-
themselves and do that shit and put disclaimers.
Well,
so
yeah,
that
there are plenty of like disgruntled teenagers just typing suicide
Yeah.
into YouTube because they're thinking about it. So
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
There's a man named Dylan, portrayed by Neil Breen, who has several copies of the same book that he throws at machines. Lee's along for the ride. Jim commits suicide. Why do they only show his nipple during the sex scenes?
I'm going Rob 4.5.
Yeah, totally Rob 4.5.
Yeah.
That made me
I
want
get
to try harder next week because I wasn't too proud of mine. But
I was proud of you.
All right, let's throw it to test number 2, the most offensive.
Time to give everybody the good old zip and slip with the most offensive.
You keep my penis out your mouth now. Yeah, I'm talking about my penis. My penis is just fine.
Yeah.
So you're probably, as a listener, the many thousands that we have, accustomed to us giving you a clip here in the most offensive now. I will tell you, we will not be doing that because we needed to save every clip we had for dialogue and worst acting.
Yes,
So
we did.
Those are beefy this weeky. So number.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I'll figure this out one day.
5.
Yeah.
Well, so this works on a theme that we're used to here on the worst movie ever made, but wanton destruction of laptops.
So many laptops.
So many Sony Bios just met their demise.
It's ridiculous, man. It's like one of those things where like you have that thought when you're like in your early 20s, like what if like some billionaire just like picked me out of a hat and gave me $1 million, how my life would be like so much better. You know?
Yeah.
Neil, on a small scale, just give me one of those laptops, man. You know?
Yeah.
If you're gonna
True.
just destroy it, why don't you just give it to me? I'd rather
Yeah.
have it than you just destroy it like that. Watch me. I have this friend. I haven't seen him in years, but his name's Ricky, and he played poker and was really really good at poker and made a fuck ton of money really early in our lives. Like in high school, he was driving an Escalade that he bought, and he just was just a crazy genius and like knew poker very well. And I watched him burn money at a fire pit at my house, and it just pissed me off. You know, like people that have stuff that is wasting stuff just makes me mad.
Yeah.
Just as a sidebar here, we went to the casino and we were all sitting in a line, friends of us, Ricky and I, and like the 5 of us were sitting in the line. Guess who hit the jackpot?
Ricky.
Ricky did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the attendant came over and they were like, how do you want to deal with the taxes on this? Do you want to do like, we'll just like take the taxes out now, or you want to deal with it later? And he's like, oh yeah, but for my next taxi. He knew exactly, I was like, I had no idea what the procedure was. I've never seen a friend of mine hit a jackpot. That was like his 5th one,
Yeah.
Some
different
people
life.
just have all the luck, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number
4.
I'm sorry that obviously I'm not wealthy and I'm sad about it today.
Fuck you,
number
Ricky, is
4,
what he's trying to say.
how about this one? Number 4 is the Re-gag rescue.
Re-gag?
Yeah.
Saving...
Oh yeah.
He goes into the like trailer thing. He like disappears and then reappears inside the trailer, but he doesn't want Leah to know that he has that ability. So he's like, "I'm gonna have to blindfold you, right?"
And put the gag back in your mouth.
He's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Here's a gag, too, to put the gag back in." And then why though? She can taste it. She can taste his wind.
She can taste his powers. Ugh.
Number
3.
Soft core stepdaughter skinny dip bubble bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim's daughter comes over. Jim's his best friend. His daughter comes over there, and they picked a lot of attractive women for this movie. I'm not sure that anyone should even deem her as such, because I have no idea what age she was at when this movie was filmed. I assume old enough to be taking her top off, but still, it's just gross and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
That Neil Breen thinks himself so attractive that this young lady would come skinny dipping and then bubble bathing at his house.
He's got that polo shirt drip. Yeah.
I guess he's got the I have enough money to self-fund this low-level movie kind of drip, but
He's got that nip slip
drip.
Drip.
But yeah, of course, Neil Breen had 4 women interested in him in this movie, and they were all pretty attractive. Number
2.
All right, Rob, I know you're going to be especially offended by this one. Bob, I don't know how you feel, but burgerless buns and bunless glizzers. I don't know, guys. Did you notice the food at the barbecue?
Yeah.
Did you take stock of what they had? You know how Neil Breen's character Dylan can disappear and reappear? I think that's what was happening to those hamburgers, because there were a couple of people with plates that had just burger buns on them, and they were passing them around. There was street corn, one turkey leg that the Jim's wife with the big boobs, she got the one turkey leg, and then everybody else had to eat buns.
And it's funny because everything I've looked up about Neil Breen is he takes such pride in these films that he provides the craft service himself, and he couldn't even have enough food in the actual movie.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Maybe because he was so devoted to the craft service, he didn't have enough food to go around for the actual scene, or something.
I guess, yeah, but I like when later. This is foreshadowing for you, but when Leah brings him a salad, but it's just dry spinach.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that was another food moment that bothered me. But we'll get into why a little bit later when we show you that clip. So stick around. Number
1.
No night. Oh wait.
No roll on the. Offensive.
Oh yeah, that's Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so scared now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's classical conditioning, Rob.
Yes.
No 911 for your overdosing girlfriend while you bury your cube in another woman's mushroom hole.
Yep.
So he's out in the woods, and there's this disappearing portobello.
Yeah.
And they somehow know that they need to return the dice and bracelet or whatever that they found there as children. The magical element there. Not sure what's happening. I don't know why there's any magic in this movie at all, but there you have it. He's out there trying to court this woman as his girlfriend, his home or wife, girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
His home ODing on pills that he supplied her, even if indirectly, he's still getting them.
Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. Pretty offensive. Rob, why don't we do your ad read?
Sure.
Hey, do you have any really good ideas like this one?
You know I'm trying to get that chicken and check cashing place off the ground.
Chicken and check cashing, that don't go together.
Neither does chicken and waffles, but you see how that blew up.
Oh.
Well, Rob will tell us all about it in Rob's ad read.
It's funny that you mentioned the spinach scene, because today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by spinach on a plate and nothing else. Eat it with a fork. Eat it with your hands. Carelessly place a towering plate of leafy greens on top of your important documents and several laptops before engaging in a passionate tryst instead of writing your new novel, which isn't actually a novel, but rather a whistleblowing expose against the government and the corporations. You're going to need all the omega-3 fatty acids you can get, especially if you run out of mana or lose that weird stone thing that no one really explains at any point. Wow. Do I play the clip now? Should I just play spinach?
Yeah,
should I just get that in there? Okay, so this is just aptly titled spinach. The chewing. And then it just cuts. I mean, he just goes like that smile.
Yeah.
He just smirks at her, and then she smirks back. And I think that's supposed to be one of those moments that's like a real life moment that happens, and that it's supposed to make their bond a little more believable. But
let's go with that.
The fried spinach plate on the files.
Yeah,
and it just like slides off. Boy, very strange. It almost had one of those titles, like the "What the fuck is happening here" title when I sent it over to you, but we went with spinach. All right, let's go to test number 3, the worst dialogue.
My father just died and left me something in his will.
But I thought you said your father was already dead.
Well, he was just dead to me, but now he's dead to the rest of the world.
The dialogue can't get much worse than that. Maybe it will in the worst dialogue.
Number 5. Research.
Oh, by the way, are you seeing another therapist now?
No. There is no one else. I am not seeing any other therapist. There are no other therapists.
How is your research coming along?
Research? What research?
He isn't writing another novel. He's writing about government secrets.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Dylan's research?
Man, that old man was just gross.
Yeah.
Like super greasy, but also every time he talks, like you just hear the.
I was about to say that.
Like his very dehydrated mouth.
Yeah.
Laughing as much as it can.
I do a lot of podcast editing outside of the show.
Yeah.
And I shave off, like on an hour-long episode, I shave off minutes of.
Yeah.
Because it just happens when you're talking a lot. Like, it's just one of those things,
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, yeah, that was gross. But his girlfriend is supposed to be high, right?
Yeah. I think so.
But she was definitely on
those toilet pills that she got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that scene when she like looks around in the bathroom like there might be somebody else other than Neil Breen. And she digs her hand in there and grabs like a pile of soggy pills. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Out of the toilet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
4. Yarg.
This is Don't Tell.
There is another girl.
No, that is not true. I have not been writing another novel. I've been hacking into government and corporate international secrets all over the world. And I'm going to expose them all. And no one knows I'm doing it. No one knows.
What? Are you crazy? That's dangerous.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
He must be insane in real life, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be insane. Either way, even if he knows what he's doing to be the same bitches, he's got to be a total nut job.
Yeah.
I love it. Like you don't hear it in the audio only version of our show. But when he's like, "No, there isn't another girl," he then looks at the camera like,
yeah,
very deliberately, and then back at her. And it's like, wait, there is another girl, and there isn't yet. It's so fucking confusing and weird, and I just don't get what his brain was thinking when directing every second of every scene, and how deliberate he is with his language too, with the therapist there, and with his girl from like Latvia or whatever the fuck, wherever she's from.
Yeah,
he's like, no, there is not another therapist. I would never see another therapist. There is not another girl in my life. There would never be another girl in my. It's like so. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. How about number 3? It only gets worse. This is Mankind.
Money, payoffs, and greed were always the priority of my company. Like many companies. I'm afraid of going to prison. They now know my crimes.
I am resigning today as your senator.
We're laughing.
The people who elected me deserve someone who cares about them and the country. Many of my other fellow incompetent senators must resign now also.
My releasing these files today will not endanger any innocent persons, but they will identify governments and corporations that have committed fraudulent and criminal activities against mankind.
Even like a subgenre of crime here.
Yeah.
It's the most vague of vagaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there were 2 suicides there in that one.
There's more to come.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why they're so funny. Bob, you said we're laughing at suicide. You're right. It's
because the guy puts a gun an inch away from his face, pulls the trigger. You see the gun go like, and nothing happens, and then the camera cuts away.
Yeah, the gun goes off, but no bullet comes out or anything.
Yeah.
That's that. There was a guy named Bud Dwyer who was like a politician or something that was like smuggling money through blah blah blah.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's standing. This is in real life. And he's standing at like a lectern, and he's like, "I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, kids. But I'm gonna I'm not gonna go to federal prison for the rest of my life." And then he takes like a manila envelope and just like pulls the gun out and just shoots himself. Right.
Yeah.
And this is back in the days when I'm like watching snuffx.com and rotten.com and whatever.
You know what's fucked about that guy? Finish up first.
Well, I turn, I'm like, holy shit, and I turn to my girlfriend at the time, not my wife. And I'm like, hey, check this shit out with like kind of a laugh attitude, you know?
Yeah.
And she just starts crying, you know, because like she's never seen anyone like shoot their own brain out. And like, you know,
it's not.
Then I realized
typically...
like not everyone is like desensitized because they've been watching, you know, like snuff videos,
beheading videos since you were 12.
Yeah. So that was a horrible moment in my life because I made her like break down. But go ahead, Rob. What were you gonna say?
That guy was exonerated years after the fact, and he was like a patsy, and he was a fall guy against his will. So that's what's more fucked up about that whole thing. Is he didn't do anything wrong. He actually didn't do anything wrong, apparently.
It's like if Jim Carrey blew his brains out in Fun with Dick and Jane.
Yeah. Anywho, if anybody takes ire with this conversation, you could email us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We're on number.
And also click on that suicide prevention tab under the YouTube video because it's a serious topic and we shouldn't be joking about it. Sorry about that.
Yes.
So here's more suicide. Number 2. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure if there is any in this clip. This is Pickup.
Leah, hi, it's Dylan. I just pulled into the driveway and I'm right at our front door right now. And your purse is laying on the walkway. Leah, are you there? Leah, pick up. Leah, where are you? I've gone into the house and looked for you. You're not there. Your purse is here laying on the walkway leading up to the front door. Leah, where are you? Pick up. Are you okay? Are you okay, Leah? Leah, where are you? I'm worried.
Oh, Jesus.
The sound design's bad in this, too.
Yeah, it's not as bad as we're having, but damn near.
I'll find you.
It's so bad.
I'll find you, Leah.
I'll find you, Leah. I wanted to bring this up just because it was like a catch-all of mine, but I'll just squeeze it into this clip. He's talking on his cell phone to her cell phone, leaving a voicemail and asking her to pick up.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
Yes,
but you could say maybe he's talking to her answering machine because it's like early mid 2000s.
But 2013.
Oh, it is. Yeah. You're right. But also he's like, I'm at our house. He says we're living together, so he's not calling inside the house. He's definitely calling the cell phone.
There's been a lot of criticism for him, like basically being a boomer and not understanding the technology. That he's writing about.
That's what I'm making fun of too. So I guess so.
Yeah.
Without that knowledge, I'm sorry to lampoon him on the same subject there.
Nah, he deserves it.
The worst bit of dialogue that there is, and we're gonna flip a coin again as to whether there's any suicides on this one. This is number.
There are 1, Daddy. There's suicide in this one, I believe. You know what? Fuck it.
This is Disclosed.
I resigned today as president of the bank.
For their lying, their greed, their injustices.
We were all under pressure to operate in a deceiving way and cheat the customer. Goodbye.
Today, I am submitting
the carbon
my resignation as Congresswoman.
I and other insurance companies are about to be indicted for crimes we've committed.
The people deserve much better. Our crimes are about to be disclosed.
The last one, she's running her car in the garage, like on a B-reel while she's speaking that.
Yeah.
So she made that speech,
style.
like, drove home and then like just closed the door behind her and just kept the engine running.
Yeah,
really fucked up. But yeah, you guys said it already. But when the guy is like, "I am the president of the bank,"
The bank.
The bank.
But
It's like
there's like, go ahead, Rob.
it's like two kids standing on each other's shoulders wearing a trench coat, and they're like, "Hello, I am Mr. Boss of the company, trying to make a deposit."
And what is your bank account number?
I don't know.
7?
Yeah.
Try 8. Little rascals reference.
Yeah.
But then there's another dude that's like, I and other insurance companies.
Yes.
Mr. Insurance, yeah.
Mr. Insurance.
There's Mr. Bank, and there's Mr. Insurance, and there's Mr. The Senator. Yeah, this movie's amazing. So we have 5 more, but not quite yet. We're going to throw it to Bob first in test number 4, the worst production.
You're gonna need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
The worst production.
Montage.
It seems like hitting a guy while he's down kind of thing, but
I don't think it is.
It's funny.
I'm gonna say continuity errors galore.
Yeah.
So whereas Birdemic had sound design problems, this had editing problems.
And sound design problems.
And sound design problems. Yeah. So like her drink was spilled, and then we watched it happen. We watched the drink spill over the bed, and then the next scene it wasn't spilled. It was still sitting up, and there was a liquid in there.
Yeah.
Then the therapist is in a black suit, and then it cuts away to someone else, and it cuts back to him, and he's in a gray suit. And then they're here, and then they're there. They're half naked. Yeah. They're naked. They're clothed. They're asleep. They're awake. It's morning. Well, it's night. It's actually never night. If you haven't noticed, this movie never takes place at night. Ever.
Yeah, there is no night.
It's like they took all the storyboard papers, tossed them in the air, and whatever order they landed in, that's how they shot and edited this movie.
Yeah.
Those were the papers that he was like
throwing in the air.
Yes, that was the storyboard. Exactly.
It was Sam Hell's contract.
Yeah.
And also, although this was not acknowledged as such, this film is actually a remake of his first movie called Double Down from 2005.
All right, I gotta watch that too then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's available. It probably is somewhere.
I'll find it.
But this is the first one that was like commercially available.
Double Down is a much better title, in my opinion. That's
But
way
I
more
guess
like.
This is technically a remake of that, which is funny because you would think this is the movie that would need remade.
Yeah.
But
no kidding.
This is the remake.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, there's that one scene where she's like, "Come on, we got to go to bed," and it's like broad daylight outside. It's like mid-afternoon. The lights just poking through the blinds.
Yeah. And he's like, "No, I need to keep working, and I need you to leave."
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be like a sweet conversation between guy and girlfriend, and he's like, "I need you to leave now."
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't understand human emotion quite right. But let's throw it to test number 5. This is the worst acting.
Oh God! All right, more clips.
Oh yeah.
I'm a grown ass man. I got bills to pay. I got another family across town. I got this nasty drug habit, and I'm in love with this bitch I can't stand.
We know all about the worst acting.
How about number
1?
Witness.
Call 911. Call 911.
Is he dead? Is he dead? It's the Rolls Royce that hit him. I saw it. I'm a witness. Is he breathing? Is he okay?
Is he breathing?
Yeah.
Is he okay?
I'm a witness.
I am a witness. A couple quick ones. So that one and number 2. All right. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. This is basically a YouTube only clip here. So if you are a audio only listener, I respect that and I appreciate you. But if you want to see the YouTube channel, where can they go, Rob?
Every Sunday at www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
Thank you. So this one we're calling commercial, but I want you to leave a comment under the video and tell us what the most infomercial type scene you've ever seen in a movie is, because I don't think it'll be Neil Breen's infomercial. Take it away, Rob.
Tired of trying to drink coffee while napping on your laptop? Well, we have just the thing for you. That's what you're talking about, like the dramatizations when like the guy's trying to hold the remote and the bowl of popcorn, then he falls down the stairs.
Yeah, exactly. All the black and white clips where like the actor is doing something no human would ever do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're like just holding the popcorn and then all of a sudden they're like, "Whoa!"
You know the reason. You know the reason for those products, right? Like any of those kind of convenience products.
No, I don't know the specifics.
So basically, they were designed for elderly and like impaired people, but they made way too many of them. So they're trying to sell them to like regular people, like the Slanket and like those weird like remote cubbies. So they have to have the dramatizations to like try selling it to regular people who don't need them.
Right.
And that's why they're so overactive.
That happens to someone who's 39 years old or something.
Yeah.
All right, number.
Oh, we are number. Where'd my countdown go? Number 3.
This almost made most offensive. Also, this is just fucked up. This is elephants.
When you were in the hospital, you were really bad shape. Comatose. We and the doctors didn't think you were going to make it.
I'm still sore, but feeling much better, thanks.
Dinner will be ready soon.
I'm hungry. I can't wait for dinner.
It seems like it never happened.
I've got great family genes, but I'm still in pain.
Can I have some wine, please?
How's school?
Almost done. But I have this really interesting project about elephants in Africa.
I'm sure Dylan doesn't want to hear about that now.
Oh my god. The guy Jim, the guy who played Jim is maybe the worst actor we've had on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
probably right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. When he it's very soap opera, but worse than that. He drops his beer bottle and then he goes for his glass and asks for more wine. But when he drops it, he's like, oh. And it's like very awkward, non-actory energy going on. But then, I mean, he insults his stepdaughter by saying that Dylan's not at all interested in her elephants project, which seemed like a very juvenile project for someone who's at least a high school senior, considering having her take her top off in this movie.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's a late blooming 18-year-old high school senior, if not a college student, doing an elephants project.
Because maybe we'll check the credits and it'll be like Neil Breen's the intimacy coordinator on the set.
Probably. But we'll talk about the bad credit names a little later. For now, Rob, I'm going to do a little switcheroo on you. I want these last 2 clips in reverse order if you can. Right. So if we can do number 4. Can we do It Was You?
Yeah.
Emily! 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 Wake up. Wake up.
suicide again.
He just found her dead, by the way, for people listening.
Yes. Her name is Emily.
It was you.
It was you.
I know it was you. I know it was you.
What was it? Was you? What that she
I
gave
think
away his secrets?
that she told his therapist that his research. I think it was that she told his therapist that the research was his or something.
I think so too. Why does he need to mutter that at her dead body instead of calling an ambulance?
Well, as we'll see in clip number 5, we're gonna find out his urgent cries for 911 aren't really that great either.
No, right. That is
You wanna?
Suicide.
He killed himself! He killed himself!
Call 911. Jim! Jim! Call 911!
He touches his face.
Jim!
It's just like...
Jim! How could you have done this? Jim!
Jim!
I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have done this? How could you have committed suicide?
Oh, hi, Mark.
I can't help you out of this one, Jim. With
can't
all
help
we've
you out of
been
this.
through, I can't pull you out of this one.
I can't help you out of this one, Jim.
There you go. That's the last clip of the day. Unless we go to some abusers, I guess. But
We will. We definitely will.
Holy shit! This is the worst movie ever made, right? No, he's got others. We'll have to
he's
test them.
got 5 more.
Yeah.
So he does 5 films, and then he has like a 5-film retrospective that apparently is very insightful into like how his mind works and what he was thinking.
Not very well. More spinach. All right, let's throw it back to Bob for fact or no fact.
Fact or no fact?
Absolutely, positively, no
fact.
Now these chicken breasts or is your breast?
All right.
Okay, fact or no fact? The movie was called Fateful Findings. I just called it Frightful Filming.
Okay.
Because facts. There's so much information about this guy out there that I tried to just put in my catch-all and talk about in the rest of the episode. I was trying to find specific things about this movie, but I was like half and half between Neil Breen facts and movie facts. But anyway, there's 4 things here that are real and 1 thing that's a lie. Figure out the lie. Here we go. Neil Breen is actually 32 years older than the actress who played Leah, his childhood best friend. Okay, second one. A signed copy of the DVD was auctioned off for $5,000 for Neil's favorite charitable organization, the Global Peace Film Festival. Okay, third one. The No More Books scene took 29 takes. Fourth one. Neil Breen is a licensed architect and got his real estate license, in addition to being a filmmaker. And 5. Neil Breen believes everybody working on his film should be paid and made sure they were for this movie. All right, which
Okay.
one's a lie?
Okay. Breen is actually 32 years older than the actress who played his childhood best friend. I mean, you guys both mentioned that. We didn't mention the order of magnitude for years, but he's older enough for that to be a point of conversation. So I believe that to be true. Signed copy of the DVD was auctioned off for $5,000 for the Global Peace Film Festival. I believe that. I think there are people who would want a This is a collector's item. This is like one of those. Neil Breen, as I'm only just getting into his lore and his whole deal, he seems to have mythological status amongst his fans. So I believe that much money was raised, and I believe he does think that's a noble cause, because in his mind he takes filmmaking seriously, even though it's clear that he's not all there. The No More Book scene took 29 takes. I think you took that from The Room. I think that's more like the Oh Hi Mark scene that took 29 takes, not something from this movie. So that I'm thinking that might be the bullshit. I know he's a licensed architect and realtor, because as much as I try not to research this stuff ahead of time so we could play this game, I was fascinated to the point of just going on Reddit, just trying to figure out if he's like the real deal, or if he's trolling, or if he's like earnestly doing this, or it's a joke. And so that goes into number 5. Believes everybody should be paid for their efforts. I know he likes bragging about being a Ferrari owner, and that was his Ferrari in the garage during the scene where he can't believe he committed suicide.
Right.
It was probably his Rolls Royce too at the beginning when he got hit, because they'd had to like name drop. Oh, it was the Rolls Royce that hit him.
Yes.
So I think
yes.
I think like Tommy Wiseau, he is independently wealthy. I think he tries to do right by the people he's working with, and that's because he's a licensed architect and realtor. I think he comes from money, and this is purely a passion project because he self-releases all this shit, from what I've learned. I think number 3 is the bullshit. I think that's a Tommy Wiseau thing.
The No More Book scene?
Yeah.
The 29 takes? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think everything for Neil Breen's movie was done in one take, and they're like, that's good enough.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think there were 29 takes. Whereas in The Room, Tommy Wiseau was like very intense. Like he wanted it to be perfect in his mind's eye. So I think that fact is attributed to The Room, not to Fateful Findings.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the signed copy of the DVD for the Global Peace Initiative or whatever. Because I don't know that Breen was 32 years older than the woman who played Leah, but it had to be damn near that. I mean, she's like 27 and he's like 60. You know, it seemed like to me. So that made sense. So I guess I'll go with number 2.
Okay, so Neil Breen was indeed 32 years older than the actress who played Leah, Jennifer Autry, his childhood best friend. I completely fabricated the signed DVD.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Another win for
weeks in a row.
So it did take 29 takes.
Yes, the No More Books scene took 29 takes, and in one of the takes, Neil Breen accidentally cracked a laptop screen while throwing a book.
I mean, yeah. Oh, it's bound to happen. Like when he even though the odds are that it wouldn't happen, it's just he throws such a disproportionate amount of books into laptops that like it's a numbers game, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those were all
There's
Bob
only so
Woodward
many
books, by the
bullets
way.
in the chamber.
What books were they? Bob what?
Woodward.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, the guy from that guy. He is a licensed architect, where he made all his money. He actually got his real estate license, but never made any money in real estate.
Okay.
So he is self-financed all these projects from just being an architect. And he did believe everyone should be paid, and made sure they were. That was like a very thing that he believed in, making this movie, and all his movies is he wanted to be professional at all levels, and so that was one of his big things.
Right.
So yeah. I can't believe it, but even the guy that played the therapist, he was paid.
Even him.
That was Rudy Giuliani, right?
Yeah.
No, That was
nah, because when this guy sweat, his
Lipton.
tan didn't come off.
Oh, yeah. He was only wearing one watch. All right, let's throw it to the catch-all.
Yeah.
Bob, me first or you first?
Your turn this week.
Oh, okay. Thank you for keeping track of that. There is a moment at the barbecue. This is my number 5. Where the fiance Tim of Leah's fiance Tim, is like a blah blah blah. I don't remember what his position was, but she says to Neil or Dylan, she says, "This is my fiance Tim," and then like literally 30 seconds later, they play the exact same audio over B-roll
Mm-hmm.
to introduce to another person because they happen to get that guy Tim shaking hands with someone else, and it's very very obvious, and I don't know why they did that, and I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I didn't write it down, but I'm with you on that one. Okay, my first one is, I'm going chronologically in movie order. Is when they were still kids, and the girl's family is driving away from Dylan. It's like, is our daughter buckled next to that precariously stacked pile of luggage in the back seat? Oh, who cares? She doesn't even know how to wave to. She doesn't even know how to wave to somebody properly. She was like doing this like weird like mannequin wave.
Oh man,
not buckled in, and there was just thrown in luggage next to her,
just peeling off on 2 wheels. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My number 4 is I've always thought about you. Oh no, wait, that'll be my next one because now I'm going in. Okay. What's your preferred psychology style? Is it 20 chairs long table, or is it 2 chairs in each other's personal space?
Yeah. They were just like in a conference room, right? Yeah. That looked like when I worked for the payroll company, where you'd have like your
therapist
meetings.
Yeah, right. Was in like a big corporate room. But like the woman who understood all the magic and stuff, they were like literally interlocking knees and just like in the corner of a room. Talking to each other. So I was wondering what you'd rather. Would you rather be like Michael Keaton Batman dinner table like across from each other? Or would you rather be, like Avatar linking hair?
I think that's how they characterized a more empathetic therapist, was the closeness compared to the
folding
other guy.
chair. That's wrong.
Is Bob giving too much credit?
Oh shit!
Are you stealing? Are you stealing my shtick? Are you stealing my shtick right now? There's subtext in this movie? There's subtext. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, apparently. Now explain the mushroom.
All right.
Yeah.
My fourth one is his oxygen mask. His oxygen mask was placed on top of a thick layer of gauze that was covering his bandages in his mouth.
Fuck, I had that too. God damn it. The fuck am I supposed to do?
Sorry.
I keep having the reason I keep getting confused is because now I'm changing out catch-alls because you're saying all of them.
You gotta have some extras.
Bob. I do have some extras, so no biggie. We'll keep going. All right, so this and that was hilarious, by the way. He just like pulls the gauze or the breathing tube right off the top of the gauze. Oh my god, that was great. And then he walks all the way home with like half a face of gauze and gets in the shower with the gauze, and then they're like dancing, and it's like Phantom of the Opera.
Blood. Just raining blood on his feet.
Yeah,
blood down the drain.
I really don't think you should be home from the hospital yet, honey.
Yeah.
I've always thought about you, he says to Leah, but when last they saw each other, they were like 9 years old. So since then, this creepy old man has been thinking about her 9-year-old self every day, apparently.
Yeah.
And that really creeps me out because, like, if I'm thinking about a crush that I had in first grade, I'm not thinking about how I'm still attracted because that would be pedophilic and weird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not like they fell out of touch, and it's not like they knew what each other looked like or who they were
Right,
or what they grew into
like.
over the years.
Still
yeah.
in love with the 9-year-old that I lost when I was 10.
Yeah.
I'm still in love with that 9-year-old that I fell in love with when I was 36.
Those moments of intimacy under the jungle gym when she still had training wheels, but I was in college.
I just got my architecture's license.
Precisely.
Yeah.
All right. I noticed. I noticed because I'm a pervert. Apparently, there were very few bras in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, there were just lots of like
friends
network nipple. Yeah.
Like camis, tank tops, thing, and the camera noticed as well. Let's just say that it wasn't.
Sure.
It's not like I was looking for it. The camera, it was very intentional. Yes.
Yeah.
Deliberate hits.
Yeah.
Very deliberate hits. Where they this is my number 2. Were they meant to meet each other at the park because they walked right by each other at first? This is Leia and Dylan. Like they meet at like one of those like duck ponds that you like.
Yeah.
You have a duck pond in Milford, and you like throw bread to like the geese shit. And they like walk by each other, and he's like, "It was great seeing you," and he like runs his fingers down her hair, and then they keep going in separate directions, but then decide that they're gonna like meet up for a talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like they weren't
sure.
like it was just a coincidence that they both went to that pond to, reflect or whatever. So there's that. Anyway.
I said this in my pitch already, but he's actively cheating while his wife is committing suicide.
Yes.
Yes, he
like
is.
it just really bothered me. Like the fact that she's like, I just said it.
That's when it kept cutting back and forth, like his wife like ODing on a cocktail of alcohol and those pills, and just his right breast, that tight zoom in on his nipple.
Yes,
the whole time he was
That's
like kissing
why
neck.
it was number 1, guys. On the most offensive. I agree. We all agreed. Super horrible.
That was the one. That was the one.
He's burying. I think I said burying his cube in her mushroom hole, while his wife is at home ODing. So. My honorable mention, I guess, because Bob already said it, is that it's been so long, Leia says to Dylan, 20 years for me and 45 years for you. But, so my new number 1, I guess, will be, and Rob, you basically just said it, but everyone quarter unclothes, except for we have to see Neil's ass.
Yeah.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
I didn't get, I got a Neil nipple and some Neil ass. Everybody else I get quarter unclothed. All the hot chicks with nice boobs and stuff that I want to see, I don't get that. I get ass crack from Neil like walking out of the hospital when his face is super gauzed, but his ass is out in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I get his nip too. I guess you can say because of the Friends network nipple theory that I basically saw some boobies in this one. But the Titscope readings were low, like disappointingly low.
Muted.
So that's all I've got. Go ahead, Bob.
No, that's a valid point. So this is my favorite one. According to the digital clock, and this is one of the scenes, it turned from 11:59 a.m. to 12 p.m. and they were supposed to be waking up at midnight.
No. Yeah.
Right. And anyone that knows time knows that 12 p.m. is noon.
Correct.
So they were sleeping through the day, and they decided to wake up after lunch, and like just go through the day.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny. I'm like, how could you fuck up a detail like that? Like, don't choose a clock that has AM PM if that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, like details like that.
That's fair, but I might sleep through lunch also if I'm getting a burger bun and dry spinach.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, go ahead.
2 honorable mentions. I texted it to you guys, but I feel like it needs to be said on air.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you are.
When he's clearing off his desk in that fit of passion where he's lackadaisically just dropping laptops on the floor, several laptops, you can see the pre-cut part in his shirt where she goes to tear his shirt off. It's like they just like cut the crew neck collar with a scissor.
The hard part. Yeah.
Right.
And then
Very
the
true.
hospital, what hospital has carpets and vertical blinds, and B, those vertical blinds and carpets look mysteriously similar to the same vertical blinds and carpet that were in his residence.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. It was probably all the same building.
Yeah.
Literally same room, probably just shot to a different angle.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to what we're watching.
Sure.
I just asked the guys, like, what are we watching? What are you watching? And instead I get,
Oh, you think you got Joe? You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get this gas money. Take that with you. Take that gas money with you. That's what you're gonna get. Who got?
Really quick though, because it's getting late and I forgot to do one thing.
My job sucks.
Okay, go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah. We all get that from time to time. For me, I'll go quick because you're right. We are running.
I didn't mean like going late on runtime. I just meant like it's late in the show and I forgot to play the abusers. So I might be abusing them aggressively.
Cool. I like that.
All right.
Number 1 for me. So you know when you guys like suggest other people watch something and no one ever watches what you suggest?
Are you going to talk about the penguin again?
No, I'm just saying that's a thing. You're like, oh, you know what I'm watching? It's amazing, and no one ever watches it. Like you tell somebody, a friend of yours, and they're like, yeah, I'll totally watch it, and then they don't. Well, so I told this guy that I work with, his name's Jose. Shout out, Jose, if you're listening. He's a server, and he's a pretty cool dude. And I told him to watch The Penguin, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. He actually watched it, and he was like, that was awesome. And I was like, you know what? That's really cool that you watched that. He suggested to me The Caped Crusader on Prime Video, which is a cartoon television show. And it is kind of, I don't know. I don't want to rip it, but like the cartoon itself is kind of animation-wise a little young, but like the writing is good, and it's not super. It's not super graphic or anything like that. There are some concepts that are adult for sure, but the show is pretty good. So I just wanted to tell you, Jose, because I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks now, that I did watch The Cape Crusader, and I'm almost all the way through season 1 because it's definitely good enough for me to continue. But the one that I want to talk about is my second thing this week. I watched the movie Sinister in light of the Halloween season.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, it is an Ethan Hawke film. A couple of other actors I've seen in other things, but Ethan Hawke is like the main actor in this movie, and is kind of in the Conjuring, Insidious realm, but it's nowhere near as good as either of those. It's actually creepy in the beginning because there's a lot of like found footage type stuff. So Ethan Hawke finds tape in the attic of the new house that he moved into. He moved into this house because people were killed there, and he is an author, and he wants to research and write a story about the house. He like the people that were killed there.
Yeah.
Anyway, he finds the footage in the attic, and then we see the footage, but it turns out there's a bunch of other murders on the footage, and he connects it to a serial killer, maybe a demon, maybe. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But the movie is pretty good through like 40 minutes. It's kind of creepy, like guy going through his own dark house. It's a creepy house, and there's like good jump scares and creepy feeling.
And then they show you too much, probably, right?
Ruin it. Yeah,
they show you too much.
What they do is they wrap up the end way too fast, and all of everything they build up to, they just like destroy the end. So it actually ended up sucking, but it was pretty good through like the first 45 minutes. So would I suggest it? No, I wouldn't. Don't watch Sinister with Ethan Hawke, but that's what I watched. So Bob, on to you.
As promised, I rewatched Rope from 1948.
Yeah.
The single shot one, right?
It was based on a 1929 play of the same name. And it wasn't one shot, but it was one room. And it was probably like, I want to say the shots were about 10 minutes long, like 10 to 15 minutes long. And that's like, holy shit, the length of the shots, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But so I've seen this before, like twice before. And even knowing how it plays out and knowing the beats and knowing the ending, I was still on the edge of my seat excited. Like Hitchcock knows how to film a suspense movie. He also knows how to move the camera for added effect. Like that was something that wasn't done as much in those days. Like the camera was maybe pivoted occasionally, but to like push the camera into a scene or pull the camera out from a scene just really added that extra dramatic effect. So it's like a play in terms of like the rhythm of it and the length of it and the just the overall sense of it, but it's way better. So I recommend it. I don't know if it's easy to find out there for free. I downloaded it illegally, but it's fantastic. It's such a great movie.
Cool.
Rope.
You can get it on demand on like Apple and YouTube and shit, but it's like $5.
Probably.
Yeah. I watched. I think this is gonna be my new genre for a while, but the K dramas that are prevalent on Netflix, like the South Korean dramas. There's a series called Chicken Nugget. It's a South Korean comedy drama about an owner of a machine shop who gets a mysterious machine delivered to his business. His daughter goes into the machine while eating chicken nuggets, and she gets turned into one. And one of the employees working at the machine shop's head over heels in love with her, and he has to work with his boss to try getting his daughter turned back from a chicken nugget. It's really funny. It's funny. It's absurd. It's surreal, but like surprisingly heartfelt. I'm only 2 out of 10 episodes in, but you get these flashbacks of the father, like the mother died and like he had his daughter, and like she died in childbirth or whatever, and it shows like the emotional connection he has with his daughter. But then it cuts back to present day, and they're making sure she doesn't get eaten when like they're trying to investigate it, and they leave the plate with her on it on the table. It's weird. It's fucking weird. It's absurd, but it's hilarious. Chicken Nugget on Netflix. It's a
Chicken Nugget. Trust the process.
I think, I think I'm gonna get into that genre because everything I see that's coming out of South Korea is increasingly like that, and you just don't see American or like European films doing the same shit. So I think that's like a whole untapped thing I need to get into. So I will be doing that in the future. And I'm going to try getting into The Penguin this weekend too, because I've been reading up on it.
You should.
And I want to get in before there's too many episodes, too much backlog, because I get overwhelmed. So I want to get in close to the bottom floor. All right, that's not bad.
6.5 hours right now.
All right, cool. And that's what I've been watching. That's what we've been watching.
Let's throw it to back Reddit names.
Ooh.
Jamie Reborn, Clara Landrat. Any of the above listed companies in the credits with an N or a B in their names are fictitious. This work was actually done personally by Neil Breen.
So fucking
yeah,
that's
I
right.
read that too.
That was in the credits. Why make up catering names? Like if you're going to like, I'm
If you're gonna
make up
out
catering
yourself.
so they don't think yeah, right. So they don't think
Yeah.
that I did all of this shit myself,
Yeah.
and then like not be able to give anyone fictitious credit for the work that you did. Anyway, why do it? All right, let's throw it to the offensive minigame.
But dude, mind your business, because I'll fight a woman if that's what your big ass really is.
Oh, that's the kind of thing that fits in the offensive minigame.
All right, so Birdemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fateful Findings. Kids deny cod and kale. Or the Re-gag rescue.
The kids. Still fuck those kids.
Kids. Yeah, kids. Still.
Okay.
Because
I agree.
yes, it's weird to re-gag and re-blindfold someone you're rescuing, but his intentions were pure, I think.
Sure.
Whereas those kids were just little shits.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Predate panty pretending, or shadow burgers, and inglizzable hot dogs.
You mean when he's like, I think you look great in that lingerie? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and he hasn't
Right.
even seen her on the date yet. Yeah.
Or the,
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
yeah.
When it comes to offensive, that's gonna win.
Yeah, it's a little forward. That would make any real non-fictional woman feel uncomfortable. If you're just you haven't even begun to start courting yet, and you're like, I wonder what you look like in your underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-fictional woman.
You know, like in real life, not in these movies.
Sure. Yes, of course.
Oh, I don't know
all right.
why that got me so much. That got me so much.
It's a weird way of putting it, I guess.
All right, let's flip it. So, allowing the overdose, or PSA to parking lot pound down.
I guess
Overdose.
allowing your wife to overdose,
Is worse.
either intentionally or accidentally while you're simultaneously cheating on her,
Yes.
is probably worse by
Yes.
a wide margin.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
100%.
All right. So, Fateful Findings is the most offensive of the two. Let's
Right,
throw it now
that's
to the
fair.
movie comparison. See how the
Yeah.
rest of the movie stacks.
You know, they call it vagina, but it's vagina. V'-G-I-N-A. It's vagina. You can't even spell vagina. That's what you're trying to spell vagina.
Real quick.
Birdemic.
Real quick.
Tell me.
Okay, go ahead.
Birdemic, Shock and Terror, or Fateful Findings. We'll see. Pitch. Chris, you won with a 4.25 last for Birdemic. Great job. Rob, you had a 4.5 though, so Fateful Findings wins this one.
Yeah.
Offensive, we already know
Cool.
Fateful Findings there too. So great job, Rob.
Mhm.
You've got a 2-0 start.
Woo.
Dialogue.
Jesus Christ. I want to say, shit. This is
Wait,
like a tie, man.
Birdemic or Fate? Can we make this a
Yeah.
wash and we'll come back to tie break if we need to?
Yeah, I foresee this being an issue because
Yeah.
anyway, sound
Yeah.
design for Birdemic, Shock and Terror, or continuity errors.
I'm gonna go with
Galore.
Fateful Findings because it also had bad sound design.
See, I'm gonna go with Birdemic because it took me out more. The
Okay,
sound
Chris,
design took me out way more than the yeah.
this is on you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going Birdemic as well. The sound design was
Alright.
just that bad, I think. But acting, here we go again. What was worse? They were all like literally. You could have interchanged any actor from both movies, and it would have been the same movie.
Yes.
I think Fateful Findings because at least my reasoning is they at least tried to convey emotion in Birdemic. They were scared or they were frustrated, whereas Neil Breen witnessed 2 suicides and he's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, he's got
in the throes of passion, he just like casually just like dusts his desk off with his hand. You know?
Oh God! All right, I guess you win. Yeah, I think you won me over 3-1 for Birdemic. So demerits, exploding birds and extra exposition for Birdemic, shock and terror. We don't have one yet for Faithful Findings. What do we have? Ass and nipple.
Breeny bits.
Yeah, lack of tit scope.
Yeah.
Breeny bits.
Yeah.
No tits. Pretty bits, no tits. That's going to be our...
that's it.
All right. So what's worse, exploding birds and extra exposition or Breeny bits with no tits?
Breeny bits.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then we don't need to figure out who has worse dialogue because Fateful Findings is the worst of the season.
Yeah, it's justified.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I really
There was no winner, no loser in this battle. It was going to be whatever. Yeah.
Two of the worst movies we've ever seen. We're really coming with the heavy hitters this season for sure because we had Cool as Ice and Hell Comes to Frogtown this season too. I mean, we've really been ratcheting up our bad movie game. But speaking of which, we need to know what's going to win for next. Oh fuck! Uh-oh.
We have a problem. We have a problem.
We do.
All right, here's what we do. I'm gonna log on to one of my other accounts and then vote for which one I want to win. No. So we have no disrespect. 11%, and then Meet Dave and the Master of Disguise both have 44. I mean, what we could do is this means we do both of them, one for each week, and then
we could.
Well, are we close to a good movie week though?
Oh God, I don't know.
We're probably getting there.
Let's see. Let's pull up the archives that you can find at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. So we did Alien. So we have Cool as Ice, Wicker Man, that's 2. White Chicks is 3. Perfect is 4. Birdemic is 5. Hell Comes to Frogtown is 6. So these next two would make it.
Wait, but Fateful Findings is 7.
7, yeah. So 8. Well, yeah.
Let's just do them both, and then we'll be at a 10 episode rotation.
Which is what we've done the last 2 seasons, anyways. I think.
We should be on a 10 episode rotation per season anyway.
Yeah,
time
so
to course correct.
So we're doing Meet Dave and Master of Disguise for the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
That's what it sounds like.
All right. Which one's next week though, so I know what to prioritize?
Meet Dave, of course.
Let's do Meet Dave, I guess. Yeah.
All right.
Well, you can find us. Are we plugging and running here?
Yes, plug it and run it.
All right, plug it and running. You can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Google Play. We're on all the apps. Our episodes typically come out on Wednesdays, and then the YouTube counterpart comes out on Sundays because of copyright. But that just is what it is. That way, you could listen to it during your drive time, and then after we infuriate you and you cool down, you could infuriate yourself again by watching the video counterpart at home with your loved ones who will turn on you swiftly. www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We're also on Instagram and TikTok. And like we just fumbled through, we have a poll, and you can vote and pick the movie, or you could email us. It's a party, and you're all invited. Bob, what are your last words?
Oh, it's so hard for me to say, but suicide.
Oh, God.
All right, guys. See you next week. Thanks for listening.
Ending on a high note. Smash that subscribe or caress it, whatever you prefer.
Sweet release of death is life's great reward. We all know this.
Subscribe, not suicide.
That's got to be on one of our t-shirts.
Yeah.
I'd
wear it.
That's
Hashtag Neil Breen.
The Breen machine.
The Breen screen. gotta watch
that
one every.
Flick that Breen.
Flick that Breen.
You gotta flick that Breen.
One Neil Breen episode every season.
Yeah.
We'll call it the Breen screen.
The Breen
There's
screen.
probably enough.
And we'll do that for the next 5 seasons.
All right.
And
All right, bye,
we'll
Jelly
see all
Scoop.
of us. Bye, Jelly Scoop.
Bye, Jelly Scoop.